Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us again today on day 5 of graphic design class. I hope you have been enjoying the session so far. Scott, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Sorry, I couldn't meet up on Friday because I was engaged at work and many other meetings.
Okay. But do you literally watch the
It, I like for that I'm even on this call. I'm actually doing some company reports, so I've not been able to. I slept
okay
very
to
late yesterday, still on it. This is the end
oh
of month, so I have to tidy up reports and I've been,
yeah, I
so
can understand. Okay,
I've not been able to.
it's all
So
right.
I said I just have to be here today so that I don't miss out much.
Okay. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So what we did last week basically was just to take us through Photoshop, right? And I think we also sent a link on the group. You understand where you guys can learn more about how to Facebook Photoshop interface actually. Sorry for Photoshop interface. So that was basically what we did. We just tried to introduced us to Photoshop, right? So that's we decided that we are going to be designing proper today, and it's important that you understand how the Photoshop interface works, right? That's what we basically did last week. So we are going to proceed with our design. We have a design that we want to make that I shared with people that were online last week. So I will just go straight to that and I'll first
Yeah,
show us
sorry.
the.
Hello, sir. Can you hear
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
noise from after this thing? They should mute. They should just
Okay,
like you are.
okay. Mr. Kitaro, please, can you mute yourself?
What do you say?
Can you mute yourself?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
We are in another class. Yeah, sorry.
okay, sorry. So let's move on. Okay, so I shared something last week, the design that we want to kind of replicate, that we are going to be working on today, right? Okay, so this is the design that I planned that we are going to be working on today. Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, this. So now, can we all see my screen? Can you see my screen? You can see my screen, please. Let me know.
Okay, sorry, I thought I was unmuted. Yes, I can see your screen.
You are casting. So now this is what you want to replicate. So now last week we were able to download the resources that we are going to be using using on this design. We download the what's it called now? The burger, the drink, then the chips, right? So we downloaded every resource that we are going to be needing on this design. Then we also try to download the font that they use, and we walk us through how we can, if you see a font that you like on the design, how you can also go ahead and search for that same font and download it. So you understand, because there are times that maybe you see a design and you kind of like it, right? You love probably the font that they use on that design. Probably you also want to use it in your next design, but it may not be something that you want to use immediately. Or you thought of maybe probably your future project, you can, incorporate such fonts, right, in your design. So now I showed us ways in which we can be able to get that exact font, online, because it's difficult for me to, if I've not been using this particular font that they used to write this burger, if I've not been using it before, it's difficult for me to know the name. And actually, it means that if I don't know the name, I will not be able to use it in my project. That is why it's important that we know the name. We take that route in order to get the name of that or the name of the font that is being used in a particular design that we actually love, right? And also want to incorporate into our own design. Then if you look at the design now, you can see that the most important thing In fact, I've explained this last week, but I still want us to look back. We discussed about the principles of design. I also talked about the elements of design. If you look at this design now, the principles, they are well used, right? They are used in the right proportion. And that is why we can say this design really works. So we get it now. Look at the most important thing in this design is the what? Is the food, is the burger, the drinks, and the chips. That's what they want you to see first, right? So maybe after that, they want you to see the cost of that particular product, right? Then after that, they want you to order. Then they also make the logo more bigger because they want you to come back and buy from them. That's why they make their logo more bigger so that if you enjoy this one instead of you, because there are a lot of companies out there that sell the same product as they do. So now what they want to do is that they want you to also check back on them. That is why they also make their logo, more prominent. So you like it, test it, you look for their logo. Anytime you now see something like that, maybe a flyer like this on a particular product, you will be able to easily know that, okay, I've buy something from this people before, then I can also patronize them because I enjoy the last experience that I have with them. So now we are going to be doing this. And if you look at this very well, you are initially, if you are getting this kind of project, it means that you must have received the brief from your client, right? And you must have break the brief down. You understand my point now? So it's important. So you get the brief done from your client, you break the brief down, then you research on inspiration. You understand? And so now from the inspiration, let's say for instance, the client has sent us the brief and all of that. And this is what we want to leverage on as our own inspiration. Design we want to come up with. You understand my point? Then you also download the resources needed for the design. And that's what we did last week. So now let's just go straight to the point. But before we go do that, you also want to know the size of this design, this particular design, right? And looking at it now, it's like it's an A5 document. It's like an A5 document, meaning that if you don't know the actual size of an A5 document, you have to use your Google, which is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to, okay, okay. I want to see if I can, okay, let's use Google. I want to share my screen now. So now I want to search. What I want to search I want to search for the size, A5 paper size. Paper size is there. So now the size of A5 paper size is what? 148 by what? By 210. That is in millimeter. Well, in inches is 5.8 by what? By 8.3. So that is what we are going to be working with. 148 by what? By 210 in millimeter. So now what we want to do is just to go back to our software, which is what? Which is Photoshop. And I hope everybody has the Photoshop installed on their system already, because that is the software that we're going to be using to create it, to make this design. So now what we want to do is just click on new file. Click on new file. Then instead of clicking on anything, you are not going to, because you know the size that you want to work with already. Let me go back to my 148 by what? By 210. In fact, I already have it here. Right? 148 is the width and the height is what? Is 210. Right? So you want to give your document a name. Let's say the name of that document is burger. Ember burger. Yes. Ember. So that's the name I'm giving you. Right. So now I told you guys because probably we want to print it. Let's say we want to increase this one to maybe, let's say 150. Right. Then the color mode, let's also use CMYK, because probably at the end of the day, we want to print it and share it with our client, with our customers, potential customers, right? So you can choose CMYK color mode. Or if eventually you want to just display this particular artwork on either Facebook, Instagram, and all, it means that you don't need to use CMYK color mode, right? So now you want to use what? RGB color mode. I want to say maybe we should use RGB color, because we are not printing anything. We just want to design for print, right? We just want to design for just to display online and all. So now let's choose RGB color. Then we are done. Then you create. Then this is our file now. This is the file that we are working with. This white space, it means that we have to fill it. Can we see my screen?
The part I'm seeing is just the one that has your search.
Sorry, but you can hear all I've been saying since
Yeah. I
okay,
hear it,
so
but
okay. So now this is what I just said. This is the document I created now. So and this is what we are going to be working with, right? So then I had, if any, I believe that all of us have Photoshop installed on our system already. So it's important that we have that because that's the software I'm going to be using to, we are going to be using to make this design. So now, so this is the document we are working with. This
okay,
and
sir.
size.
Okay. Are we doing this with you now? We are
Yes, you
watching you
can.
do it.
Yes. The thing is, I don't just know how fast we can do it together, right?
Let's just watch you there.
Okay, so maybe later you can now watch the video and still recreate your own, right? I think that will work.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be me. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now. So now what we're now, the first thing first is to do what? In that same design. Okay, let me import that design so that we can start referencing. I told us in the last class, I think maybe the previous class, that if you click open, it's going to open another tab, right? If you open anything, for instance, I open this guy now. Can you see it opened in another tab? But I want it to open on this same page. What do? I click on my file, on my main bar file. Then what do? I click on what place embedded instead of click on what this open. I use what place embedded. So that means that it's going to be on this same document that I just created. Do we get it now? No, it's not this one. It's not this one. I'm even of the opinion that we even use another concept instead of following these people's own, so that we can also have some level of creativity to our own too. But let's do what they did. Let's do what they did. So now this is it. So now this is it. Right. So this is the document. This is what we want to create. Right. So now the first thing is to do what? If you look at this design very well, you see that there is a kind of pattern behind it. And I explained it last time. Look at this pattern, like more like a food kind of pattern, right? So now we also want to we have already downloaded this anyway. It's just to import it to our own design. So like they don't want the background of their design to be plain. That is why they use this kind of pattern. Your next project may not be in line with, it may not be maybe a food kind of project. It could be maybe you are designing for, let's say for instance, after school academy. So now it means that you have to use relevant pattern. You understand my point now? So now you cannot say you want to design for after school academy now, and you are using the food pattern or what? It doesn't work. So you have to use something like digital kind of pattern as your background. Then you reduce the opacity so that the information you have placed on it will not be visible for people to see. Right. So now let me hide this guy again. And I told you how to hide the last time. So now if I hide this one out, what do? I can also make it visible again, right? By clicking on this eye icon behind beside the lead layer that I want to hide. So now I want to hide it again. So what do I do? Is to do what? Import my pattern that I want to have as the background. See this one? No, it's not. Come in. Okay, this is the pattern now. Can you see? So now this is what we're using in this project. But what are we going to do? We are going to increase it so that it's going to fill the whole canvas, right? And how do you do that? I told us last time that you want to increase the size of anything. You want to do what? Except test. You can also do the same thing for test. What do you want to do? You click on Ctrl T on your keyboard, Ctrl T. It's now transformed. Then you can now hold down your shift and your Alt key on your keyboard. Then you scale evenly, right? By using one of the edges. It has 4 edges now. You can now use one of the edges, right? Then you scale out, you scale. Then you press what? You press enter when you are fine with what? With the size. Where you want the pattern to come on, right? You just what? Click enter. Are you see that? So now what you need to fix, if we place other information on this guy now, this background will be what? Will be affecting their visibility. But I mean that we have to reduce the opacity of this guy, the visibility of this particular pattern. And now we're going to do that. Look at this place now. In your panel, right? This guy up. Can you see now? You have opacity here. You have what? You have fill here. So now opacity difference between this and this one is that fill we only
Is it my network or your network?
Okay, can you hear me?
Your voice is cracking. Is it from
My voice is cracking.
Your voice is really.
How about now? How about now?
It's better.
It's better, Abi.
The voice is clear here. I don't have issue here.
Okay. Okay. Maybe it's your network. Thank you. Okay, now so let's move on. So now what you want to do is you want to reduce the opacity of this guy, right? And I told you the reason why you need to do that. Because if you type anything on this guy now, this guy will be affecting, so be contracting it. Right? Let me do that. Let me do that so that you can see. Let me type Scott on it now. Let me even change the color to black. Let me change the color to black. Black color. Are you see now? I want to increase the size of that. Are you see that we are finding it? We are finding it difficult to see Scott now because the background is kind of conflicting with the text that we have on it. So now to achieve that now, and part of what we said is that when we started, is that everything must work together in terms of the principle now, right? Because it's not the background that we want to see. It's what we want to see on this design are the information on it. Then we have to make the background to be faint. We have to faint the background, reduce the opacity of the background, right? And the way to do that is what? Can you see opacity here? Look at it here, opacity. Then you do what? You reduce it to maybe 5. Something, maybe 5. Let's see. Okay, let's use 4. Can you see now? Let's use 4. So now let me delete this. I don't need it. And I also told us that Photoshop file is always in layers. If you click anything, if you import any image now, it's going to be on another layer. If you type anything on this canvas now, it's going to be another layer, right? Then if you look at this design now, the one that I want to replicate, we discover that it's not plain white. The background is not plain white. It's more like a gradient, because if you look at this footer now, this place now, the footer, right? This place now is more darker than this place, meaning that this design is moved from light gray to white. So now it means that we should also do that. We can decide to work with our own distance, but I want us to achieve the same thing that they are, right? So now what do? I just apply maybe gradients, right? So now how do I do that? You right click on this guy, on the layer, this is how to create a new layer. Let me delete the one I just created. So now I want to achieve a kind of gradient effect, right, on this pattern. How do I do that? Create a new layer. This is the new layer that I just created. I can rename it as gradient. Just double click on this layer. Can you see? Double click here. You can add gradient. Name it as gradient. Right. So now how do you achieve that? Right click on it. Then click on blending options. Right. So now it will okay. These are blending options. You can apply shadow, you can apply stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay. Color overlay means that you want to say for instance the initial color is black that you have, then you want to overlay another color. You want to place another color over it. That is color overlay. You can now overlay maybe red color on the existing one, so that the black will disappear where the red will now be the new color. That's the work of overlay. So gradient means that you want to have more, you want to have a combination of more than one colors, right? So that's what you want to achieve with what? With gradient, right? So now we are saying that can you see now? Can apply one color here, then click the color here. So click on this first place now, this edge, this one, this pointer. Click on it, then you can see that. Then you this color place now, this color now. You can now click on this box in front of it. Click on it. Then you now pick this place. You know, it flows from light gray to what? To white. So now we're also going to pick from here. From here, right? Can you see now? This is where, if it is white now, this is where your disable, this is where it's going to be like. This is where it's going to be, right? Then you click OK. Then the top one now click on the second part now. This place, can you see now? The same color that is here is what we have here. Away from it. Then you click on this box. Then you now pick the color here. Right? Can you see now what I told you the last time? Can you see now? This is where it now, meaning that this place is white, this top is white, like this place is what? Light gray. Then you click OK. Then you also click OK. Right? Then you what? Click OK. You are done. So the why you are not seeing anything is because this guy is coughing. And you told me, and you know you remember that I told you that in graphic design, in the Photoshop, the layers what? The one you create last will come under, will be above the one that you just created now. So now if I create another layer, it's going to be on top of this program. Then the beauty of this is now that you can rearrange your layers. I just have to bring this guy up. Right there, up. Now we see now. But it's not really giving us that effect as it ought to. We can do something about it. Let me see. Make sure it doesn't work now. Let's go to layer. Okay, layer. It's not really giving us that gradient kind of feel. It's too light. Let's see. Okay. Okay, linear. You see that my system is full, the memory is full of what is happening. I'm not seeing those changes. I'm not seeing those changes. Let me close this guy. Let me close this. Please a moment. It's like I'm not seeing the changes that I expect from this. Okay, let me go back. Okay, let me go back. I think my system is malfunctioning. It's not committing to. It's not functioning. It's not giving me the changes I'm making. And I don't know the challenge. I think it's the memory of my system. Because the memory is a bit kind of issue with this game. I don't have enough space in my system anymore. Maybe that's why it's not. Okay, changing colors. I'm saying that something is wrong somewhere. So even when I turn it black to black, it's still not working. Okay, maybe, okay, let me fill this guy with color. Okay, I know what happened now. So the challenge is that I forgot that I'm supposed to have even filled this guy with a color, the layer. I didn't use a shape now. Let's do something. Let's use a normal shape. You can also use shape instead of layer, right? Just create a, come to one edge of the canvas, then you drag like this. right? There you can you see the color now? If I want to change it to white color or maybe gray, can you see the color that we have? And I'm going to do right click on it, blending option, gradient overlay. What do we do? Okay, let's do something. Let's drag this down so that we can get the actual color that they use on their own. So now right click on it on this rectangle, click on blending option, then click on gradient overlay, then this place now, the bottom of the down of the bottom of the design is what? Click here, right? Then the top is what? Is white. So now what do we do? Turn this to 15, make it at 15. Now you know that this guy is at the center now. Click OK. Then you flow it with each other. So now you have to change the direction. You look at what we are seeing. It's like it's fading from this place to this place. And we actually want it to fade from what? From down to to the top. From the down of this, from down to the top. So that's what you want to do. Can I change the orientation? Can you see the angle? Can you see this angle? No, that's what we want to do now. Just change the angle to 90. No. 0, 0. No, 90. Yes, 90. Right. So now if you blind it, if we make this guy visible now, if we blind this one, hide this one, the image on top, you see now. Can you see now? Can you see what I'm talking about? So now what we want to do is to what? Place this what? This on top of it. Can you see that? Because initially we are not seeing the pattern, meaning that we have to rearrange it so that to be on top of that rectangle that we just created. Right. So now move it up. Can you see now that we cannot see it? Do we get it now? Meaning that we can reduce the size of the visibility of this pattern. Let's say 3 because it's too sharp for me. I will reduce to maybe 2. 2 is fine, right? So now what we want to do, let's check what was there. Okay, burger, we want to type burger, right? Special over. Or maybe let's move our image. Let's move those images. So the first one that I want to bring in is what? Is our burger, right? Please. Wow, this is beautiful. Without operating it. This is the first element that we are bringing in, right? This is the first element. This is an element of design, right? So now, what other thing? We have our, okay, yes. Coke, yes, makes sense. So now what do you do? So now this is the work of transformation, right? No one you brought this guy is too big, right? So now before you can be able to reduce the size, you need to do what? Can you see now? It has covered the whole space, and it's not the main element that we want to focus on when we, when people see this design. This is not the first thing that we want them to see, right? So what do? You Control T, you select the layer Control T, because we want to what? We want to reduce the size. Then go down your shift and cut key. Then pick one edge and scale what? Scale evenly. So now what do you want to do? Look at it now. How do we flip it? How do we rotate it so that it bends to the towards our line? Control T again. Then you fling your mouse. Can you see? More like a kind of arrow from the right and from both sides. You can see arrow from both sides. So now many you can rotate, towards your right, because that's what you want. Rotate towards your what? Towards your right. Then you can see that it's copying this guy, right? So that what do we need to do? Scott, what do we need to do to place these drinks under the burger layer? What do we need to do? How do we achieve that? We don't like the way this guy is.
You send it back. You send it back like.
Okay, but you know that in Photoshop there is no function of sending it back. You remember, but in CorelDRAW or in Illustrator there is a function to send it back. By right clicking on this guy, you can send to it back. but you cannot send it back on what? On Photoshop. So what you need to do is what? To drag it down. You drag it down. Can you see now? Drag it below the what? The border layer. Do you get it now? So you don't send it back. In fact, let's click on send back. Let's just right click on this guy now. You will not even see it. Can you see? This is what we see if you right click on it. Instead of it to display, send it back, it will not. You are the one that will now locate the layer on your layer panel. Then you drag it down below the one you want it to be under. Right? Can you see now? Then if you look at it very well, it's not giving all that. It's not kind of. We need to rotate it a bit more, right? Then to do that, we click on Ctrl T, right? Rotate it more. I think this makes more sense now, right? Then you can reduce the size a bit. Yeah, right. I think this is cool, right? This is cool. So now, the main one this thing, right? Are you following? Can you see? Remain one now. The chips, yeah. The what's it called? The chips, yes. Yes. So let's input our chips now. Place embedded again. Okay. This is the guy. Right? So now it's still on top of it. What do? We drag it down below the what? We drag it under the what? The fogger itself. Then we Control T. Then this time around we are rotating it towards what? To the left. Right? Rotate it towards the left. Then you are now also what? You are reducing the size. Control Shift and Alt on your keyboard, then you got. Are we following? Are we getting it? Yeah. So now, as a designer, you are the one that will think about all these things yourself. The person that designed this thing, what we are recreating, is the person that sat down and think of the best way to communicate the information that was given. Right? So as a designer, you are the one that will think about these things yourself. In fact, it's more like that. It's more like we are doing with you. You understand that now? My point now. It's more like we are cheating on that, but we are stealing what another person has done, right? In fact, initially what I plan to do is that I would just want us to use this different background, different something. In fact, we can even do that, right? Maybe that will now be our whole project. Okay, let's continue with this. Let's recreate this one first, right? So now let's blind this guy again. You see now? Well, what we can do, I feel that this design, this image now, this burger and the rest of it, they can pop more than this. They can pop more than this. Like they can be more brighter, kind of more captivating than this. Right? How do we do that? I will just have to group 3 of them. How do you group them? Select each layer. Hold down your Control key on your keyboard. Remember that this is on the what? On the getter, because what is this one? So now this is the first layer that is clicked, that is marked, right? You want to select other layers like this McDonald's fried chips, then the burger sandwich too. What do? Hold down your Control key, and you start clicking on other layers that you want to the group, right? Can you see? Can you see it now? So that it means that we now have 3 layers that are marked together. So now what we want to do is what? Can you see here? I'm just going to click on this folder kind of icon. Well, it means create a new group. This folder type kind of icon, it means what? Create a new group. Click on it. Can you see? If you hide it now, you see you cannot see them again, right? Because you have what? You have hide it. So now this is now what? This is now our what? The image of it that we want to use now. Everything are now together. So now what you can now do is you can apply the same effects to these 3 images, right? You can apply the same effects to it, right? So now let me say images, product image. Yeah, let's name it right. Product. This is the product we are selling. Product images, right? So now we can apply the same effect to it. What do I do? I right click on that image. No, I don't need to right click. So now all these ones now, they are adjustment. We have something that we call adjustment layer here. Can we see it? Adjustments. If it is not to your own, on your own Photoshop, like probably after you have installed your Photoshop, you can see this adjustment here. This, you can go to your menu bar and click on this window. It means that it's not visible yet. For it to be visible, right, you have to what? Come to this, your window menu, right? Click on it. Then you do what? Locate adjustment. This is it. You see now? This is it. It's now displaying. So that the same is going to display on your. I hope we are following. I hope we are following. So now what do you want to do? I just want to make it more brighter. And what do? I just locate. Can you see? When you hover your mouse on each of these icons, it will show you their functions. Can you see this one? This one is brightness and what? And contrast or contrast. If I want to change the brightness of this, or I want to increase the contrast, or I want to reduce it, this is what I'm going to click. If I want to change the levels, that is what? The darkness and the brightness of this design. It is this one that I'm going to click. Right? In all of these guys, if you are able to watch the video tutorial that I sent to you, that playlist link that we sent on the group, will be able to understand all these things better. Please go and watch it, right? If in fact, I would advise that you watch it before you start today's class, right? Before you watch today's class. So now what do you want to do? I just want it to be more sharper. Then I will do what? I click on my what? On my brightness and what? And contrast. You see now? So now another thing is that if I apply this thing now, this brightness, this is the brightness now. I want to apply it to just this one, right? So what do? I just increase it. You see it now? So maybe something like maybe 20. I can type it 20. Then contrast. Can you see the contrast? Can you see the work of the contrast? Can you see it? So let's make the contrast to be maybe 20 as well. I think it's fine that I did this way. I mean, let's use 18. 18 for the contrast. Right? Or maybe 15. So you see it's now more brighter, like it's more appealing compared to what we had before. So now what you want to do is, you know that this contrast now that we just added, it has affected the background. Right? So now the reason is that this guy now, this brightness now, any layer that is under it is going to affect it. It's going to affect what? Every layer under it. The same effect, will be applied to what? Every layer under it. So now, because it's only this product image now that I want to apply this brightness to on, right? Just right click on it like this, right click on it and what? Create clipping mask. Can we see now? What did I do? I right click on this. Let me release it. You can also release it. Can you see now? Right click on it and what? Create clipping mask. Can you see now? Can you see the effect now? So now that is that. Then you can now still group the two together. Click on this one and click on this one. You see the two of them are what? Are clicked. They are what? They are selected. What do? Click on this one. This create a new group, right? So we now have the two together. Do we get it? I think we should. So now what do? Product image. What do we use now? What can I use to show that it's effect of effect? So now this is it, right? So now what do I want to do? I Control T. I want to reduce the size of this product image so that we can have more negative space around it. Remember that we talked about negative space when we were discussing about the principle of design. Your design must have space around it, right? So now that is so that it can be more visually appealing. So that is that. So what other things do we want to do now next? Okay, we want to type the name. So we are going to use Ember Burger instead of using their own big system. Let's type Ember Burger. Can you see the distance? The line height is too much. Come to your what? your character here, right? Come to your character. You can see now 147.25 is too much. Just put it on what? On auto. Can you see? But many a time it's important that let me just say that we should type them independently. So now we are going to type Ember separately, and we are also going to type what? Burger separately. This is burger. We can Ctrl J to duplicate this burger. Ctrl J. Then I like this one. Then Ember burger. Right. So now we now want to select that font that they use. I don't know if I can get that font. Let me see. I think I have it on my system. Coming, let me try and locate the font now. If I've not deleted it on my system, I should be able to treat it. Let me check. I want to try and look for the font that they use. I'm not sure. Okay, let me see something. I think I did one for black or something. Okay, I'm coming. Let me see if I can. Okay, bears. Okay, bears. Okay. Okay. And you see the same stuff that we did in another class. So now I've copied that font now. And you see now, it's not the same font anyway, but it's just closer to it, to the one they use. Right? So this is it. Type. This is our burger. So when I said something the last time, that you can increase the space between each character, right? To do that, this is what we are going to use. It's what we call tracking. Tracking to reduce the spaces between them. Can you see now? The space between what? Between each character. You use what? Use tracking. 8, 7. Then we use 9. And what I want to achieve is, I'm going to show you now. Let me use 14. So now I want this E. I didn't need Illustrator now. I would have used pen to join them together. So now I want this E and S to enter, like to look like something that is continuous, right? Like this E continues to form this S. So that's what I want to achieve. That's why I'm using this tracking function here, right? So like you want to increase say for instance, you have like maybe 5 lines kind of document, right? Let me do something now so that you can see it. Can you see? Let me change the fonts. Let me change the typeface rather. So now you have something like this. So now you want to increase the size, right? You want to increase the size in between each line, right? So now this is what we call what? It's what we call leading, right? Leading. The line height is what we call leading. Can you see now? Look at this arrow, root of arrow down. Can you see this one? Arrow left, arrow right, meaning that you want to increase or reduce the line in between each character for our tracking. Then for leading, you want to increase the spaces between each lines, right? Each lines. That's what we want to do here. So now how do I do? Just click here. Just click here. You can choose 18. Can you see now? Look at that text now. Can you see now? Let's say 48. It's now too much, right? Let's say 16. But most of the time you can put it on auto to be on the safer side. Do it on what? On auto, right? But for me, I can increase it. In fact, I even like it this way. still makes sense. Can you see now? So now I'm just trying to let you know the difference between leading what and tracking. So now tracking is the space you have between each character. Then leading is what? The space you have in between each lines of your text. Right? That's what's called leading. So now let's continue. Let's delete this one. So now Ember, we want to also change the font back to what? We want to change the Ember font to what? To the one that we are using. Control E, I think I have. Okay. Is it? Let's see if we can change that into capital letter. Please let me know if we are ready for if we are getting it. Scott, please, are you following? Are you getting what we are saying?
I am, but I
Where
know
did you lost?
I know I will rewatch the video because calls are coming.
Why you still watch it? So now, what is it that you don't understand? Let me just get you.
Okay, now maybe the functions that you are using to do everything, but what you are doing, I actually get it. Importing the images and Control T to highlight, then use the arrow to then how to
flip it
backward by
rotate
dragging it down the image to go backward. Then also how you brought the so the things I would just want to master are the tools, the ones you are at this right hand
I'm
side.
using.
Those tools, those are the ones that I think I just need to pay more attention to. Some calls were coming in, so but I know that I am following at some point, but I know I have to go through so that I would it will stick very well with some practice. Yeah, but I'm following.
Definitely. Okay, makes sense. So now and then that's why we sent that tutorial on the group ahead of today. So now when I'm now using those tools.
The truth of the matter is that I didn't even the page is like, the information's there. I couldn't even go to WhatsApp to start doing anything there. So I've not looked at what is in the page.
Okay, no problem. It's all right. So that is okay. Let's move further. So once you will definitely get it right. So when you watch the video. So now let's say Ember, or let's use P. Let's use P. Okay, let's use pick. Okay, let's use something like this. Pick up. Okay. Now you see the way I arranged my own. So I was actually looking for how I can marry these two together. Right? I now saw one space here. Right? I now saw one space here. Look at P. I want this guy to enter into this one. This one. So what I now did was I was now looking at how this one can enter. Can you see now? And it's now making more sense. It's more like they're now together. You understand my point now?
That's true.
You get it? So now if it's like this, you understand? It doesn't really you get now. But when I now marry them together by moving them closer to each other, it makes more sense. So you see now.
It's just your cursor you are using to just drag and put there, right? That's all.
Yes, it's the cursor. Then after you have now clicked on it, you can also use your arrow key on your keyboard, right?
Okay.
You see, now I'm using arrow key. I'm not using my cursor. But you have to first click on it first before you can be able to use your arrow key. Now I'm using the keyboard arrow key to move it.
Okay.
Right? But you have to first click on it before you can be able to do that. Right. So now we are done with this now. Right. Let's say we are done with this. Immediately, what did I do? I click on this guy. Right. I did not even go to my layer panel before I was able to select the two together. Right. So what I just did is that I click on one, the top one, I click on it. Bam. So after I've clicked on it, I now hold my shift and now click on the second one. And now Control T. And you see now the two are now selected. Do you get it?
Wait.
You don't get it. So the idea is that you don't really need to what? You don't really need to go to your layer panel before you start selecting the two. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. So now what you can do is you can just see. You see now, I'm not clicking any layer now. I'm not clicking any object on that layer now, because my mouse is outside the what? It's outside the canvas that I'm working with. It's outside this white canvas. Do you get it now? So now what I want to do now is I want to select these two together. Another way to do is, in fact, is that if I lock this guy now, this our product image effect, if I locked it, because I can lock it, can you see this thing?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see it? So now lock all. If I lock it like that, and I also lock my background, the pattern and the rectangle, I also lock it. I can highlight it like this. It's going to be selected. Then if you want to do something like, if you want to select it this way, it means that other element on that design must be locked. Do you understand my point now?
Yeah.
But if you don't want to lock every other element of the design, before you select what you want to select, what you can do is just that you can do what we have been doing by clicking on this one of them, then hold down your control, hold your control key on your keyboard, then click the second one, click on the second layer, like so, right?
Okay.
Then you now control T, right? Another thing you can now do is that, you see now, no layer is selected on my layer panel, right?
Yeah.
Can you see that no layer is selected? Okay, now. So now what you can now do now is that I want to select that too. I will just click on each of. So the thing is, anything you click on, any element you click on, it will also be seen it on your layer panel that the element has been clicked. You see now that it has been clicked. Can you see?
Yes.
It has been ticked on my layer panel. So now what I now want to do is that I don't need to now go and still place my cursor here before I select this one, right? What I can do is just that on my canvas, I can now hold down my control key on my keyboard, then now click on this one. No, it's your shift key that we are going to use. The control won't work. Let me see. Does it work? It's your shift key that you will use. Click this one, then you hold your shift key on your keyboard, then you click the second one. You see now that both of them have been selected. Then I will now use I now want to move them from this place now. What do? I have to transform it first, Control T. That is when I cannot be able to move it. Then you know that this designer is more like we are working with a kind of central alignment. If you look at it now, it's more like a center. You want to align everything towards the center. So now what I can now do is that I can also group these two. I can also group these two. Right? Do you get it? I can group these two. They call this column. Okay. Group it by clicking this group icon here. Then I can now use let's say this one is tied to or maybe below. Let's use logo for it. So now you click on it, then you now click it. Come to this place. Can you see it? Align and distribute. Click on this one. Then align to where do you want to align this? What you have selected. Where do you want to align it to? Align to canvas. We want to align it to this canvas that we have created. This white area. We want this logo now. We want it to be at the center of it. Do you get it now? Once you want that video tutorial, you understand this function very well. All this function you understand. Then what do you do? You click this one. This is the center alignment. You can look at it very well. Look at it. If you're looking at it, you know that this one is like center alignment. If you click this one, it means that it's going to move towards the right of your canvas. Then this one will move towards what? Towards the left of the canvas. Then this one to the top. Right? Let's use it. Can you see now? Can you see now?
Yeah.
Let's see the other one. Can you see? See this one? Can you see? Then this one. Can you see at the center? But what we now do, let's Control T and move it back to the top. Okay, let's move back to the top. Then we now drag it down. In fact, you can hold down your shift and your arrow down. I'm using my arrow down. Shift and arrow down. We move it also to that place. So now it's center aligned now. Center aligned now. Right? So now the next step for us to do is what? To type this special offer. Right? So that's what we want to do next. So that we have 59 minutes more. We should be done by then. So now, okay, special offer. That's what we want to type now. Special offer. Special offer. So then we want to change the font because you see that it's different font that they use. You remember? They didn't use the same logo for the special alpha. I want to use what I call intro. You can also download it, intro fonts, intro black inline. This is what I want to use. No, I want to use the regular one. Intro. Let me use this. Regular, yes. Let me use this one. Then what do? I want it to be to be center aligned. What do? I click this guy again. You remember? I increase the size because it's too small. Then if you look at this one now, the one we are working with, can you see? They increase what? What do we call the line between this? Tracking. Can you see?
Tracking.
Yes, you see the effects now. See the application of tracking now. Can you see it here? So you also want to achieve the same thing. So click on that font. Then you go to your character. And you now do what? These are what? This VA is what we call what? What we call tracking. Right?
Okay.
That is set tracking for selected character. Then let's choose what? Let's choose maybe 200. Can you see now? Let's increase it to maybe 350.
Okay.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
So that is it.
Yeah.
But if you look at this one now, this special offer and burger, this special offer is too bold, kind of.
Too bold, exactly. It's lighter.
We need to, it has to be lighter. Can you see now, visual hierarchy? Can you see visual hierarchy in place now? Right? Because both of them are getting attention, and we don't want that. So we have to make it more light. Let me choose another font. I want to use another weight now. Font weight. Okay, let's use this one. Now you see now, it makes more sense now. Then meaning that we need to increase the size a bit. Right. So we move this guy down. It's too closer to it. It's too close to it. Okay. Then we shift this one down also.
Yeah, using your arrow key.
Yes, okay. I'm using the arrow keys. So let's move this guy a bit. Special offer. Right. Are we together?
Very well.
Okay. So now, what do we need to do next? Let's check. So now let's do this price, right? Let's do this price now, right? So let's do that. So now what do we do? Draw a circle and give it what? Color red. Let's use the color. Let's use this color. This domino face. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, makes sense. So now what do we need to do? Control T. Now I want to reduce the size now a bit. I click Control. After I've selected this guy, the circle. After I've selected, I did not even go to the layer panel to select this circle again. I just select it now, right? Select it, Control T. I want to reduce it a bit. I think it's fine that way. So now, what do I do? If you look at this one, the one that we have here, it's like there is another circle in it, like that is dotted line around it. Can you see? Kind of dotted line here. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Okay, yes, dotted line, white.
Yes, we also want to achieve that. So now, what do we need to do? Let's duplicate this ellipse, Control J. You remember? Control J, then Control T to reduce it evenly. Can you see? Then we want to now add outline to it. What do? You can either go to your Go to your image ellipse tool here, your shape icon here, right? Click on it. Then can you see stroke? Can you see fill? So now if you want to change the color inside it from this reddish, what's it called now? Reddish, is it wine? Reddish wine to what? Let's say to yellow. Do that. And do that. Let's say yellow. So now we've changed the fill color. This is the fill color now, right? You can see that we have changed it to yellow. But it's not the fill color that we want to change. In fact, we don't even need the fill color this time around. It's the outline color that we need. because the background is already red. So even if we add red to the inner one, it does not make any change. It does not make any sense. You understand? So now let's just change the outline color to, let's give it what is the size? Let's use 1, right? Let's use 1, then let's change the color to what? To white. Let's change the color to white. Then if you look at it very well, you know, it has dotted lines around it. So now we have to change that line from straight line to dotted line. And this is where you are going to do it. Can you see something like line? Can you see it here? This place.
Your mouse is not working. Okay, yes, it's not working. Yeah, I can see it.
Can you see now?
Yes.
This is stroke. This is where we click on this box now, this rectangular box. That's where we are able to change the color of our stroke, right? Then this one now, that has a kind of drop down, is what we use to change the weight, the size of our stroke, which is 1 pixel, right? Then this one now is now the type of stroke that we want. Is what this one. We want something like this. Let's change this to, you see that it's like it's not showing very well. Let's click on that, our circle again. Yeah, let's change it to maybe something like 2. And this works better. Can we see it now?
Yeah.
Do we see it now? So now this works. Then it remains to type inside it, Abby.
Yes.
What's the cost? I think it's $4.99. $4.99. So now we can now type, let's type 4 points. Okay, let's first type dollars. $4.99. Then if you look at it now, the last tracking that we did is still affecting this guy. Can you see? The last tracking we applied to this is still affecting this one, meaning that we have to go back now and remove the tracking. We turn it back to what? To 0. Yes.
0.
Can you see now? Turn it back to 0.
Yeah.
Right. So now what we want to do is black does not come out very well on red. And we remember when we were discussing about the principle of design, we talked about contrast, color contrast. We said we can achieve contrast by what? Either by color or by weight or by size. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
So now this one now, we want to achieve contrast by what? By color. Then we use what? White for this one. Also white will come out very well on it. Can you see now? It works better.
Very well.
Okay. Then let's now, I Ctrl T, then I reduce the size. So now if you look at it very well also, let's go back. Can you see that the 0.99 is more smaller, right?
Yes.
It's more smaller? Yeah, okay. So now let's go to back to our one as well. Let's make this more bolder. Let's make this more bolder. Then go to your character, then change the font weight to bold. Then I will now highlight this one, right? You know, I can highlight everything, and I can highlight from these dots. Can you see now?
Okay.
Yes. You can give this one another color. That's the beauty of Photoshop. You can give this one another color. Can you see? You can give it yellow, but it doesn't make sense because we want them to see the two together, right? Yeah. I'm just showing you that you can apply anything to any area that you want. In fact, if you want to make the dollar more pronounced, want to make it different from what the rest, you can change the color of that dollar. If you want to emphasize the currency that we are accepting, say, okay, it's dollar that we are accepting, that we are taking, we can make the dollar what? Another color. So now, what do? Highlight it, then you reduce the size. This is here. I see this place.
Yeah.
Set font size. Set font size. If you over your mouse on all these things now, it will tell you what they are doing.
Okay.
You understand my point now? Yes.
Okay.
You see now. Set canning between 2 characters. Right. So now this one I want to reduce the size. Can you see? Let's make it. I think it's fine this way.
Very well.
Very well. Okay. So the thing is that, in fact, this one that we are doing now, if I want to design my own later, say for instance, I love the way they position everything, I can use different background for my own design. I can use different fonts for it. And it's not that I'm copying what they have done. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't need to have these drinks at the back of my home. I can say it's only this one that I want to sell. Then I use another background. Let me show you something now. Say for instance, I feel that, okay, I want to use another background, face embedded, then let's say this background, this is what I want. This make more sense. Do you see it now?
Wow.
Then what do I need to do? This black does not cover very well. Then I change the color of my disc to white. Right? Then I change this one to white. Then I can see it can be more visible.
Wow.
It makes more sense compared to the one that we have initially. Then you can even add something like maybe, let's say we want to add like something like flame. You understand? More like flame, smoke. Like it's hot, kind of. Can you see? Something like it's kind of hot. You are saying how? Something like hot kind of effect. Want to add it to it? Routine. Can you see? Then you reduce it a bit so that it doesn't. Can you see? Just then you can now, just what you can do is select that font. You want to clean some part of it, right? With eraser. This is your eraser tool. Can you see? Can you see the way it's cleaning that one? And you reduce the what? Can you see? Just start. Can you see? It's even more beautiful compared to the one that they have there initially. Can you see it now? All we need to do now next is to do what? Is to add our footer. In fact, we can say that it's the only footer that we want is what? We just want to have this guy. The other information we want on it could be maybe white. Let's say this is white. Our call to action. Or maybe black. Depending on the one that we see that is going to work. Do we get it? I don't know if you are following. So that is creativity. It's nothing serious anyway. Do I prefer this one that we have? Can you hear me? Are we together? So yes. But let's do what they did. Let's do what they did. So now, can we see now 4.99? Can you see that when we have our own background, the kind of how do I put it now? There is different feel to that design when we have our own background. It gives us another kind of feel. I don't know if you get. It's more kind of beautiful compared to what we have here. Right? So now let's check. What do they have under it? Only. Okay, let's type only. Only. Okay, reduce the size a bit. Can you see? So we are done with that part now. You mean what? You mean the damn part? Okay. Drinks, fries, and all of that. Let's type it.
What happened?
Drinks.
How did it happen?
And fries.
I wanted to go for
no waiting.
Another day we are working.
Doors open at 9 a.m. So now we want to increase the size a bit. Then we want to change the color to black.
Another day after video.
Then look at it now. This guy is already copying it. That's why we can't see it. Then we centralize it. Can we see it? Then we want to change the font now. The font is not the same thing that we use. Let's change it to the intro that we have initially, that intro font. You can use Montserrat too. Montserrat is also fine.
The thing you typed it on the other.
Yes, but it does not have, the other one is an image. You remember? It's an image. Yeah. So it won't affect anything. You remember?
So now immediately it just came to this. How did you command it to come? You just click this and it was just
I just hide this one. Initially I was not seeing it. You see now, because it's the one that is on the top. What did I do? I just hide it. So that's why I'm able to see my other design.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So that's the thing. So what I want to do next is just to, you can see that there is no space at both sides of the design. I want to have space around it, right? All I do is just to do what? Scale it down. Do you get?
Yeah.
Together.
Very well.
Scale it down. So now we have that. Let's check other stuff there. Then we have a kind of rectangle with other place. So yeah, I want to do something anyway. I don't like the fact that they use the same color for this to separate this thing. I want to use white, red for this one. You will see what I'm talking about. Because they are kind of using that that black to demarcate it. But I feel it's not really working. This makes more sense. Do you get it now? Do you get what I did now?
Yes.
Initially, it was black. Those people use black. The designer used black. Can you see?
Yeah.
But I feel it's not working. They want to use to demarcate. So why not use red? Can you see now? This one works better. Right? So now what we want to do next is to draw this rectangle. Type order now. Just the point. Right. So now let's draw it. Are we together? So now change the color to what? So now immediately you click on this guy. Immediately you create it like this. Immediately draw that rectangle. You can now see appearance here, function, under the property. I see, click on it, this fill, because it's the inner color we want to change. It's not the outer color that I want to change. So the outer color is what? Is stroke, right? And the inner color is fill, right? So now you click on it, then you change it to color red.
Okay.
Right? So now what now do is what? Is to type on it. Order now. Order now. Right? Then you move it on top. Then you want to change the color to white. What other thing do they have on it?
A number.
Okay, number. In fact, they add more a kind of tracking to it as well, but not much. Okay, they did it. They did it. Order now. Then let's increase the size because it's more important. It's important. So we have to make it more robust. So now the number 1, 2, 3 dots. No hyphen. 4, 5, 6 hyphen 7, 8, 9. So then we have to what? Reduce, give it what? A kind of hierarchy. So now it's now what? It's more visual. Now. So are we following?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So now I think we are done with that part. So now what we need to do next is what? This test. Lorem is just default this thing that they use there. Default test. So now once you draw your, I want to do that now. Once you draw your, you use your, you select your test tool, right? Test tool, just drag, just click on it and drag without leaving your what? Without leaving your left click. Can you see now? And you want to flip, you want to what? Align left. Can you see? This one is your align left for test. This one is align center for test. This one is align right for test. Do you get it now? Do you understand? Do you understand that part?
No. All the write-up.
The thing is that you know, if you are using a test, if you are typing something out, I click on my canvas and I'm typing out. Control A, Let's change the color so that we can see what we have typed. Let's change to black. So now this is what we just typed, right? If you use this one, it won't give its center align. It won't work.
Okay.
Yes. So now test has its own, its own functions. If you want to make it, if you want to align the test to the center, or you want to align it to the right or something, you have to select the one. Highlight the test the same way I'm highlighting it now. Highlight it, then you now click what? It will now show it on the top like this on the menu bar. Right? Can you see now? Can you see? So it has now aligned to the center that way. So that is it. So now we now see the beauty of it very well now. Come. Let me highlight it. Then let me now say align right. Can you see? Align center. Align what? Right. This one is align left. Can you see? Everything floats to what? To the left. Then if I want it to what? To align to the center, then I will do what? Click this one. Then what? You can now use this one to centralize it on the canvas. So now this one now it works with what? This canvas. Anywhere it helps you to position your object or your element on anywhere on the design on the canvas. Right? Either to align that object to the center, to align to the right or left, to the top, or to the bottom. You understand my point now? Any element that's what it's going to help you to do. But when it now comes to test has its own predefined function for align test, align center, and for align left, align right. Do you understand my point now? Are we following? So now let's change this color to black. Let's change to black that way. So now I believe if we rewatch this video, we'll definitely get everything. Just follow through. We are doing it. You are getting tired, Abby. It's tiring, right?
Hello? You say?
Is it tiring?
No. Is it because of the sound you heard from? It's not tiring, no.
Okay. So let's move further. So can you see?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So are we following? So now this is
Hello?
we have this now.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Is it my
Can
network?
you hear me too? Can you also hear me? Oops. Yeah, it's network issue. Hello? Can you hear me? Can people on Facebook also hear us? Please help us to check if they can hear us.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, makes sense. So the next thing to do is what? Is this one. This normally you can generate this barcode online, but for the sake of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use a rectangle, a square box for it. I'm going to create a square shape, and I'm going to use it.
So I'm sorry about I think my network tripped off, but the sound you heard was not like it was tiring. I was just by 4 I'll be having another meeting after now.
Okay,
so
we should be done before 4. We should be done before.
But what I'm even the question I was wanting to ask, this other write-up that was in the one we had, did you copy it from the photo?
No, I did not. You see, Photoshop has a kind of predefined, on website now, if you download any template online, right? You download maybe, if you are used to WordPress website design kind of stuff before, you will see that almost all if you buy a team now, Photoshop, WordPress team, probably on Team Forest, or I think on Team Forest, if you buy it there, they are going to help you to put a kind of dummy test, right? Which can now be placed with your original content. Maybe after you have gotten your words, the content probably okay. Let's put it this way. Say for instance, somebody engaged me that help me to design something related to burger. I want to And I'm okay. Instead of why still waiting for that person to send the information that will be on it, right? For that information, I can use dummy test on it. So I can work with dummy test. So that once the person now send me the original content, I will just replace.
Okay.
You understand my point? That is the purpose of this functionality with your text tool in Photoshop. So now just click on it. Once you click on this test tool, look at it now. Click on this test tool. What you now do is what? You will now, where do you want it to start from? Let's say this is where I want it to start from. I want to start typing, right? Instead of now clicking on it on your canvas, you will not click on it. You will now drag towards your right. It will fill it automatically with text by itself. Can you see it? Yes, it filled it automatically by itself.
Wow.
Photoshop will do that on its own. So now these are what? This is a dummy test that needs to be what? It's like a French kind of something.
Okay.
Lorem ipsum kind of
Because I was wondering now when you copied it.
So it's going to, that's how it's going to. So now, if you want to type on a straight line, right? You want to type it on a single line, you just click on it and you start typing. But say, for instance, you want to type like a paragraph. What you need to do is what? Where do you want to start the paragraph? Locate the place, then drag towards your right. You see now, I'm increasing the height of that particular paragraph now. I can reduce it. I did not leave my mouse. My mouse is still what? It's still held on the ground. You understand my point now? So once we have found, yes, it's still held on the ground. Let's say this is where I want to type it. Yeah, right. Then it will fill it by itself. Can you see? This is a paragraph. Then this is another. I can duplicate this one and put another paragraph here. More like a website. You understand my point now? Look at it. So now I don't need to be waiting for somebody before I now start, deciding on how my design will look like. I can use dummy test and see how it's going to look like. So when after I've now finished designing it, they can now send me the content and I replace later. Did you get it now? So that's exactly what I did. So now, and you look at this one now, they use a kind of barcode. They use barcode here. But we don't have barcode. What do we do? I just want to there is a way to generate that online. And you can search for it. It's something I can do, but I don't no time to do that now. So now I just hide this one, hide this layer. Then I want to use just square shape. I click on my square tool here, right?
Okay.
Then I just click it. Hold down your shift to get perfect square shape. If this one is even giving you square, it's because of this radius, border radius that is enabled. Let me give it maybe, okay. I think it's fine now. 0. Right, this is it now. And you remember I said something the last time that this one now is only having fill color. It does not have what outer color. Yes, fill color.
Yeah.
So now we want to give it an outline so that it can be able to look like what we have here. Understand what I'm now? So let's say this dark part now, this place now is filled with black. Then the outer color is now what? It's now white. So that's what I want to do as well. That's what I want to do. Let me reduce this size a bit. Control T, the escape. Then I want to now add what? I want to add that line to it. Then use what? This is it here. Let's say we want to use 4. Then we change the color to what? To white. Can you see it now? Let's increase it to maybe 7. Can you see?
Yes.
So that's it. Then let me see if you can draw. So with I'm using my shift, what's it called? Shift, shift I'm able to select this by what? By holding down my shift and click on the other layer that I want to mark. I want to select rather, sorry. Do you get it now? So this is it. Then what do we do? Let's type that to line or something. Let's say this one, okay. So let's take this a bit. Then let's increase the size of this guy. Okay. Can make it more better, like so, right? Still this one. Are we following? I think we are getting to the end of it. Gradually, right? So let's put it there. Can we see now? So Control-T. Let's move this to the right to balance it with that one. Okay. So what I want to do next is to come in. Okay, to have that top, this top rectangle that has free delivery. That's what is left. So what we'll just do is just click your rectangle or your square icon here, or your tool here, then drag down. Are you following? Then you see that it has border radius. Border radius is what how curved the edges of those lines are. That's what we call border radius. Right? If I said, okay, give it border radius of 5, it means that, okay, curve it by 5 pixels. That's what I meant. Change the color to this. Then look at it now. We have a kind of, from their own, look at their own. It's like they have a subtracted square, no, triangle from that original one, from the rectangle, right? So let's also do that. We can do that. Let's reduce the, now by our, okay, we can use this guy. This is our triangle tool. Click on it. Okay, can we see now? So now you now have to what? Move it to this guy. So now you can mark the two together. I like the two together. Select this one, the first one, then hold down your shift, then click on the red. Both of them are selected that way. Then you can now use what this one, this one. So, but because we are not what aligning it to this canvas, we want to get the center point. You understand? We want both of them to be center aligned. We now change this one to what? To selection, meaning that we want to what? These two shapes that we that we have selected. We want to find the center point. We want them to what? We want to find the center point between two of them and align it to that center point. Now allow them to what? To that center point. So now that's what we want to do now. Let me see. Okay. Not sure this guy is working. Okay, I think it did. So then we can now also do this, something like this. Then align also what to the what? Align it to the bottom edges, right? So now you can now increase this guy now. This triangle, Control-T, then increase it. Can you see now? I'll now drag it down it's like this. So now you can now change the color to white. Can you see?
Well done.
It's just mathematics. It's nothing serious. Just calculation. You see, Adipin is Illustrator. It's even more easier in Illustrator. Once you place them on one another like that, you just use your something we call shape builder tool. Just use it to crop it out automatically. In fact, anything if you want to draw anything in Illustrator, it's very easy to draw. When it comes to drawing, Illustrator is a perfect software to use. So now that is that. They will now put what? Free delivery, yes. And type our free. Change the color to white. Make it more pronounced. Let's see, change the font free. Then Ctrl-J and drag it down by holding your shift and your arrow down. Then change the content to delivery and reduce the size. Control A, and you reduce the size here. You see? Right? Then you want to change the font weight to what? Book. You see? Free delivery. So now let's increase the size of our the product a bit. Let's increase the size a bit. Let's increase it a bit. They want to align it to the center, everything. I see. But it's not, let's use our own. Can you see? How do we see this guy? Does it make sense at all? Does it look like what they have?
Yeah.
A bit, Abby. But we can even make our own more finer than this if we want to.
Okay.
I see. So that is that. What else do we want to do? What adjustment do we want to add?
There is one small thing they added at the right-hand side.
I think it's more like a, what is it called now? What's it called?
Like chili pepper.
Like pepper, yes. Well, except we have to download that. Let's see if you can get it. Then you type under it. That's all. It's nothing. I decided not to download the same pepper. Something like this. Chili pepper. Okay, chili pepper icon. You use icon at the front of it. I see. Let's use tools, color to transparency. Let's see their own. If you can get it. If not, we use the one that we get. I'm not sure we are able to get the actual one that they use. If it's Illustrator, we can draw it on our own. Can draw it. Which one can we use here? Let me see. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see. Stop sharing. Let me share that one. I'm trying to check the chili pepper that they use. Can you see my screen now? I can't find the exact
one. It's actually loaded.
Okay, I think you can see. I can't find the exact
one. All right, yes, I can
use.
see your screen.
I can't find the exact one that they use. But
I'm seeing, I think you have left there. You can, there was one that.
Can we use this one instead? Does it look like it? So we use this one instead. This one?
Maybe just one of it is not two they used.
Let's use this one now. This one is fine. No, let's use this.
But there was one I even saw. If you go up or something.
Okay, let me see if we are able to locate it. If not, we use this one. This one? This one? No, once you get it, let me know.
Go up. Just use anyone. No. Use anyone.
Okay. It's more like a logo. That's how they. Okay, same image. Let's just use this one. So still.
Like see the one. This is the one. You have passed it again. There is one at the right-hand side that looks very much like that. One, just single one. I saw it, but yeah.
This one?
No, it's red. By the last side, you just go again. Let me see if I'll get it. Go. No, just go down. If I see it. Okay, see it down here. See it down here. No. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Okay, yes, this one.
This one?
No, right hand.
This one?
No, you are leaving that side, the same line, but that same side you went, the same line, you just sit at the right-hand side. No, it's not like this.
Okay.
Okay, no,
is it this one? This one, right?
Go up again or so. It was in the same line of when you said this one, but
Okay.
you can use this one. You can even use this one, sir. You can
This
use
one,
this
Abby.
one I'm saying. The
But
one
this
I'm
one
saying
is,
that you
it's not too tiny.
yeah, no, no. Let's pick anyone. See the one I'm talking about. Yes, this one.
This one, Abby.
This one, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So let's just import it. You know that if we don't have that one, it's more like it's not looks like the design is not balanced.
Exactly.
But when we now have it now, it now makes it more balanced. More like this side is empty, kind of. Because
You're not
nothing is
sharing your
balanced.
screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen now. Okay. But what happened is that, you see?
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
So what do they have there? Spicy available. Okay. Let's just have our own like that. It's very tiny. Spicy. Available. Let's change the canon to what? 0. Let's see what they have there. Let me just reduce it. Oh, my memory. Okay, it should work. Hey, no space again on my system.
Wow.
It's not allowing me to save the anymore. No, can't switch on. To save. Okay. It's not allowing me to change anything. Say my memory is my system memory is free. So I think we tried a bit actually. I think we tried a bit. Normally we should have done it better than this, but my system is complaining now. I think we've been able to replicate C to 11. It can be finer, it can be better, right? So this is what we have. Please watch the tutorial, and we are still going to be designing. What we're going to be doing next is we are going to be designing another stuff, right, in our next class. Before you now have your own project that you are going to work on. Please check this. Then if you have any question after watching the video, let me know on through our either Facebook channel or our WhatsApp group, please. Any question you have, ask, and I will get back immediately. So that the name of these fonts that I use is what? Let me look for it. Is, oh God, it's not permitting me to do anything anymore. Okay, what I will do is that I'm going to share the fonts that I use. You understand? I'm going to share the fonts with you guys so I can have exact the same stuff. Do you get? Probably what I'm also going to do is that I'm going to share this picture file with everybody. Do you understand?
All right.
So I can work with the same image and all of that. Then wherever you now have question, you can now ask. I'm going to compile everything together, both the fonts, the images. So I'm going to send everything to you guys.
Okay.
So you can now work with it and let me see what you are going to get. So now our next class is what? Is Wednesday. Right, and we are going to be designing another project by that Wednesday. But by that Wednesday, I expected everybody to have covered that video tutorial that I sent on the group, because that is when we know that, okay, we all know how to use the tool, right? It's now the application
I
of
will
the
go
tool
back. I
to
will go back
InDesign.
and check. I think many informations have carried it away.
So please and please go and watch it. Then you in fact when we start designing next time, it will be more easier. Nobody will be asking questions by then. Thank you so much for joining us again today. We look forward to Wednesday. We are going to be having another session, and we appreciate you guys for making this possible. And we want you to take this class serious, right? Because I told you guys, I learned this thing for 100K, and they did not even design anything. I'm telling you the truth. They did not design any. I'm telling you the truth. They did not. We did not design one flyer like this. And this is what we are getting for free, with almost all the information that no one can share with you anyway.
Okay.
Right. So now those resources, nobody will share those things with you. And this is how to manipulate it. They will not. That is their secret. Right. Nobody want to share it, but we want to raise leaders, people that you want to lead. You want to become a team lead in your company. You want to that's just our goal. And that's why we are giving our all. In every activity, we give our all. Everything we know, we give, because we want people that can replicate us, that can be us, even who we are at the end of the day. That we don't need to, can all create a better world together. So that is just it. It's nothing personal. So we just want people to be the best version of themselves.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you are able to follow the tutorial from the day one, I'm telling you the truth. You won't have any cost to say you want to enroll for another graphic design class again. If you really follow it very, very closely, and you keep working, you keep designing, you keep practicing, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. You won't have any cost to say I want to enroll for. Maybe if you want to enroll for another one, maybe you want to logo design or something, right? Maybe branding. You want to help company to develop their brand and all of that. Maybe that could be the next slide. You could say, okay, I want to move to another level. Or maybe UI UX and all of that.
But with this now, one can be able to design flyers, programs.
Definitely. In fact, you can work with, you can start, if you master it very well, maybe under 3 months, you've been designing an open one. You can find yourself in an agency. In fact, you can start your own even agency, your own mini agency, right? For instance, now I don't work under anybody, right? But I have clients that I work for on a monthly basis. They pay me on a monthly basis.
Wow.
You understand for now? So that it does not affect anything. So in fact, you can even have your 8 to 5 job, and still have this one as your side also.
Wow.
Right. That's it. And from this one now, you can transition to any other design. You can transition to UI UX, right? You can transition to maybe front-end development and all of that, because it's the same principle, right? In fact, it's the same principle of design that cut across maybe web design, front-end development, UI UX design and all of that. In fact, in UI UX design, you will be working with all these elements. You are the one that will be arranging all these things yourself. It's not that you are typing, you are using one HTML or one CSS. You are designing it more like a prototype for somebody that will be working on the front end. Do you get it? So that's it. And I'm just looking at this design. I see that this design is beautiful.
No, it's beautiful.
I'm looking at it again, and it's looking more beautiful.
No, sincerely. When you brighten this and the contracts, you use the 20 for brightness, the 18 for contracts.
Everything now work together.
And the way you just put the cup and the rest, then that thing you quickly did, but I think when I go back, that you added smoke to your own.
Yes. It's because of if you add smoke to this one, you might not see it very well, because smoke is very
because of the white
background.
background.
Yes,
white
but
background.
when you are now using maybe black,
the red
darker background,
yellow,
yes, it will be more obvious. Yes. In fact, if you now use the yellow, or maybe yellow and red, the same way we have that background the other time with this design, it will pop more than this.
Were you the one that designed that background?
No, I downloaded it on online. You don't need to design
just the background. So you can download just background.
Yes, you can download online. Yes, using your Pinterest, your Yandex, your Unsplash, all of that, all those resources that have been shared with you guys. You can download all of those. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm glad to be doing
Thank
this
you,
again
sir.
with you today. Yeah, I'll enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
And you too, sir.
Yes,
Bye.
Okay, well done, sir. God bless you, sir.
Amen. Most everybody, but I want any question.
It's okay.
This way. So, how was the class, sir? Just
awesome.
Thank God.
Please.
It's getting better. Please stop.
Wait.
Okay. I'm with you, sir.
I'm coming.
Okay.